Have you ever wondered what would happen if everything we know about human history was wrong? Imagine archaeologists brushing away thousands of years of dust, expecting to uncover the remains of a simple ancient village. But instead, they discover something so strange, so unexpected, that it forces scientists to ask an uncomfortable question. What if an advanced civilization existed long before the first cities we learned about in school? What if our ancestors were building massive monuments, understanding astronomy, and organizing complex societies thousands of years earlier than anyone ever imagined? Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating mysteries in archaeology. From gigantic stone structures hidden beneath the earth to ancient temples older than the pyramids, from mysterious artifacts that challenge accepted timelines to discoveries buried beneath the sea, we'll explore the evidence that is making researchers rethink the story of human civilization. And by the end of this journey, you'll understand why some scientists believe that history is far more complicated than the textbooks suggest. So stay with us, because every new discovery leads to an even bigger mystery. For generations, historians believe that civilization began around 6,000 years ago. According to the traditional timeline, humans spent hundreds of thousands of years living as hunter-gatherers before finally settling down, inventing agriculture, and building cities in places like Mesopotamia and Egypt. It seemed like a logical progression. First came farming, then villages, then temples, then kingdoms. But what happens when archaeologists discover a gigantic ceremonial complex that completely reverses that order? In southeastern Turkey stands a site known as Göbekli Tepe. When researchers first arrived, many believed the strange stone circles were medieval ruins. But after careful excavation and carbon dating, the results shocked the archaeological world. The structures were approximately 11,600 years old. That means they were built around 9600 BCE. They existed thousands of years before Stonehenge, thousands of years before the Egyptian pyramids, thousands of years before the first known cities. Even more astonishing, the people who built them supposedly hadn't invented agriculture yet. Massive T-shaped limestone pillars weighing up to 20 tons stand in carefully arranged circles. Each pillar is decorated with detailed carvings of lions, foxes, snakes, birds, and mysterious abstract symbols. Creating such monuments would have required planning, engineering, organization, and hundreds of workers cooperating over long periods of time. This wasn't random construction. It was a carefully designed project. And suddenly, one of archaeology's biggest assumptions was challenged. Maybe civilization didn't begin because humans started farming. Maybe humans began farming because they needed food to support enormous construction projects and religious gatherings. One discovery had turned history upside down. But Göbekli Tepe wasn't alone. Not far away, archaeologists uncovered another site called Karahan Tepe. Hidden beneath the landscape for thousands of years, this complex revealed hundreds of massive stone structures, carved human heads, animal sculptures, and mysterious chambers unlike anything previously discovered. Some researchers now believe these sites were part of a much larger network stretching across the region. Instead of isolated monuments, they may have belonged to an organized culture that existed during the end of the last ice age. And that's where the story becomes even stranger. Around 12,000 years ago, Earth experienced dramatic climate changes. Scientists believe massive glaciers melted rapidly. Sea levels rose by more than 100 meters. Entire coastlines disappeared beneath the ocean. If ancient communities lived near those coastlines, countless settlements could now be resting underwater, completely hidden from modern archaeology. This idea is no longer science fiction. Around the world, divers and researchers have discovered mysterious underwater structures. Off the coast of Japan lies the Yonaguni Monument. Gigantic stone formations descend beneath the waves like giant staircases leading into the sea. Perfectly flat platforms connect to sharp angles and massive terraces. Some experts argue these formations are natural geological features shaped by erosion. Others believe they show evidence of human modification. The debate continues today. Thousands of kilometers away, in the waters near India, sonar scans revealed what appear to be ancient submerged ruins. Researchers identified geometric patterns and possible building foundations beneath the seafloor. Some estimates suggested these remains could be extremely old, although the exact interpretation remains controversial. These discoveries remind us of an important fact. Only a tiny fraction of the ocean floor has been carefully explored. If rising seas swallowed ancient settlements thousands of years ago, many of humanity's earliest chapters may still be waiting beneath the waves. But mysterious structures aren't the only evidence forcing scientists to rethink the past. Ancient genetics has opened an entirely new window into history. By extracting DNA from skeletons buried thousands of years ago, researchers can reconstruct migrations that were completely invisible before modern technology. The results reveal a world filled with movement, trade, and cultural exchange. People traveled astonishing distances. Ideas spread across continents. Communities interacted in ways that historians never expected. Instead of isolated tribes slowly developing on their own, prehistoric societies may have formed vast networks connecting distant regions. Obsidian volcanic glass found hundreds of kilometers from its source proves that long-distance trade existed far earlier than once believed. Shell ornaments traveled across mountains. Rare stones crossed deserts. Knowledge itself may have moved just as quickly. Perhaps the builders of massive monuments shared techniques, beliefs, and engineering methods over enormous distances. Then there are the astronomical mysteries. Many ancient sites appear carefully aligned with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. At Göbekli Tepe, researchers continue studying possible celestial alignments. Stonehenge marks the summer solstice sunrise. The pyramids align closely with the cardinal directions. Ancient civilizations around the world demonstrated remarkable understanding of the sky. Without telescopes or modern instruments, they tracked celestial cycles with astonishing precision. Why was astronomy so important? Some historians believe these observations helped create calendars for agriculture. Others argue they served religious purposes. Still others suggest that understanding the heavens was central to maintaining social order. Whatever the reason, the sophistication of this knowledge challenges outdated stereotypes about prehistoric people. They weren't primitive in the way many once imagined. They were intelligent observers of nature capable of extraordinary achievements. Another mystery comes from the incredible precision of ancient stonework. Across different continents, enormous blocks weighing dozens or even hundreds of tons fit together with remarkable accuracy. In Peru, walls built by ancient craftsmen remain standing after centuries of earthquakes. The stones interlock so perfectly that inserting even a thin blade between them is nearly impossible. Modern engineers continue studying how such precision was achieved using simple tools. No evidence suggests impossible technology or lost supermachines. Instead, researchers increasingly recognize the remarkable creativity, patience, and engineering skill of ancient builders. Sometimes the greatest mystery isn't advanced technology. It's the extraordinary capability of ordinary human beings working together. Unfortunately, popular culture often exaggerates these discoveries. Television shows and internet videos claim aliens built ancient monuments. Others insist that forgotten global empires possessed futuristic machines. But real archaeology tells a different story. The evidence does not support extraterrestrial construction. It doesn't prove magical civilizations with impossible technology. What it does reveal is something arguably even more fascinating. Human history is incomplete. Every year, new excavations rewrite accepted timelines. Every new dating technique produces fresh surprises. Every buried settlement has the potential to change what we thought we knew. Science thrives by questioning old assumptions. When new evidence appears, researchers adjust their theories rather than ignore the facts. That process is exactly what makes archaeology so exciting. The story of civilization isn't fixed. It's constantly evolving. Satellite technology is now helping scientists discover hidden cities. Ground-penetrating radar reveals structures without digging. Artificial intelligence analyzes thousands of archaeological images searching for patterns humans might miss. LiDAR lasers have uncovered enormous ancient urban landscapes beneath dense jungles in Central America. Entire networks of roads, reservoirs, and buildings remained invisible for centuries until modern technology exposed them. Every advancement increases the possibility that even older discoveries are still waiting underground. Perhaps beneath an ordinary hill lies another monumental complex. Perhaps beneath farmland rests an unknown city. Perhaps beneath the ocean sleeps a civilization erased by rising seas at the end of the Ice Age. The possibility keeps archaeologists searching. And that search is changing our understanding of ourselves. Because these discoveries reveal something profound. Our ancestors were not passive survivors wandering through a harsh world. They were architects, artists, engineers, astronomers, organizers, storytellers. They cooperated on projects that lasted generations. They carved symbols into stone hoping future people would remember them. And in a way, they succeeded. Thousands of years later, we stand before their monuments asking the same questions they may have asked while looking at the stars. Who came before us? What will remain after we're gone? How much of our own civilization will survive another 10,000 years? Perhaps future archaeologists will uncover the ruins of our cities and struggle to understand our lives, just as we struggle to understand those who came before. Every buried stone, every forgotten carving, every hidden chamber is another piece of an enormous puzzle that humanity has only begun to assemble. So, have scientists truly found evidence of an ancient civilization older than we imagined? The answer is yes, but not in the way sensational headlines often claim. They have uncovered remarkable sites that push the origins of organized society much further back than previous generations believed. They have discovered monuments that challenge long-held assumptions. They have revealed that the rise of civilization was likely more complex, more gradual, and far more fascinating than the simple timeline taught in many classrooms. And perhaps the greatest discovery of all is this: the history of humanity is still being written. Somewhere beneath the earth, beneath the jungle, or beneath the ocean, the next discovery may already exist, waiting for a single brushstroke to reveal a secret that has remained hidden for more than 10,000 years. Until that moment arrives, one question remains unanswered.